Hello and welcome back. This is Steve from SkiCoachingOnline, and in this video we're going to look at how to ski on steep runs with more control. So over the years I found that it's normally one or more of these three reasons why people can't really control their skiing when skiing down something that's pretty steep. So it's either they're maybe leaning too far back, they either can't get grip when they ski, so they get faster and faster and lose control, or they find it hard to link turns together because they may be holding on to their turn for too long or getting stuck on their edges. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at each of these three things individually. We're going to look at what it is, okay, why it happens, and then how we can incorporate some new skills to get rid of it completely from our skiing. Okay, so firstly, we're going to have a little look at leaning back and what that looks like. So when it comes to leaning back, this is what it looks like, but what it feels like for the skier is sometimes their legs feel quite heavy, and they also often say that their legs are quite tired when they come to the bottom of a run. So what we see is that maybe they're overflexed in the knees and the shoulders are a little bit back, and what that does is puts a lot of strain on the quads, which is why they feel a bit more tired. Often this can happen due to a fear of the slope, but actually more often than not, it's because people are unsure of how they need to articulate their ankles, their knees and their hips to actually feel the center of their ski. So that's what we're going to have a look at now. So to help fix leaning back, what I'm going to do is just stand on my skis, and I want you to see if you can jump in the air, and I want you to see if you can land, okay, with some soft legs. But as you take off, I want to see if you can take off with your tips and your tails the same height off the snow. If you're taking off and just the tips come off like this, then that means we're a little bit too far back. If we take off and just the tails come off, it means we're a little bit too far forward. So when we do that, I want you to tune into what you're feeling. So I feel my shin, I feel my heel, soft knees, soft hips. So that way then I can jump and my whole ski can come off with the snow. Once you can do this, what I want you to try to do is see if you can do a side slip and just keep sliding and see if you can go in line with the fall line. So the fall line is the line that if I drop the tennis ball, that's where the tennis ball would roll, okay? So you can see behind me. If I slide and my skis start to move forwards, then I'm a little bit too front heavy, okay? Which what you might find on the steeps is that your tails will feel really light and they might skid. Okay, if I start to slide and I start to go backwards, which is mostly what will happen if someone's if they lean too far back, then you'll see that my skis start to drift backwards because my tips are super light. So that's that feeling when you're on the steep and you have no control over the front. So remember, a bit of flex in the ankle so you can feel the shin and feel the heel. Soft knees, soft hips, okay? Once you get used to jumping and getting the whole ski off of the ground at the same time, try it in a side slip to get used to sliding in the fall line. So, okay, this is how I feel my knees, my hips and my ankles should be. And then take that into some turns and you'll see, okay, so now I feel like I can control the tips of my skis and I'm feeling like I'm spinning my feet on my skis from the middle. Let's have a look at what it looks like when it's hard to get grip when you're skiing on the steeps and the skis start going a bit too fast. So with the ski sliding out or getting faster as they come down the hill, what you see here is that the skis slip away from them and they start to go a bit faster. So it actually looks like there's a bit of a disconnect between the skier and the skis. So this normally happens because the skis are too flat. They're not often up on their edges enough, and also the skier isn't balanced more towards the outside ski, so it's not going to grip. So that's why the ski looks like it is sliding away from them, and as the skier, it feels like the skis get faster and faster. This normally happens due to not enough edge angle, or actually enough balance towards that outside ski. So that's what we're going to have a look at now. So when it comes to looking to get more grip underneath the skis, there's nothing like hurling yourself down the hill to practice. So what we're going to do is I'm going to stand on the side of the hill. So that means that I have enough edge, okay, and I'm balanced enough that I'm not sliding down the hill to my death. So what I want us to do is challenge that a little bit by doing a bit of a hop down the hill, and we've got to see if you can catch yourself, okay, without sliding. If you find you hop, slide, whoop, and then catch yourself, what I want you to do is engage your feet a little bit, bend your ankles, okay, and I want you to see if you can tip those skis over, okay, so the top of those skis point back up the hill. When you get good at that, okay, as you're standing here, I want you to see if you can get into that position in the air and then land up on your edges. So when you land, oh, nice little bit of a plow there. As you land, you should be able to stop and land on your edges, okay? So you can see on the track above me that there's loads of those lines, and that's what it means when you jump in the air and you land up on your edges. You should stop. So what that's doing, if you can see me from the front here, is it's getting me used to articulating my legs without overly affecting my upper body. Okay, if you're skiing around and your skis are sliding away from you, it's normally because the skis are flat, and you see how my body is tipped in like this. Okay, I can tip my body to the outside, that's fine, but now I'm balanced on this leg, but I'm still sliding. What I've got to do is tip them up onto their edges whilst balancing on the side. So that's what this drill here, practicing some edge hops, will help you to do. So balance more towards the outside whilst those skis are tipped up over on their edges, and that will help you to gain a bit more control and grip when skiing on something nice and steep. Let's have a look now at what it looks like when someone's holding on to their turn for too long, and then they're getting stuck in the turn and not able to link turns when they ski on something steep. So when it comes to holding on to the turn for too long, what it actually is not quite releasing the edges to start the next turn. So what you'll see is like kind of a staggered start, or it's actually quite stop and starty, and there's not much flow down the mountain. What happens, or the reason why this happens, is because the edges stay locked on to the previous turn. This can happen due to a bit of fear, but also a lack of knowledge on how they actually flatten the skis off and what it feels like in their body to flatten the skis off, to then make it much easier and much less effort to then tip and twist the skis into the next turn. What this will then do is add a bit more flow to your steep skiing. Let's have a look at how we do that just now. So when it comes to practicing how to release the skis, we're going to use our trusty friend, the side slip again, okay, but we're going to focus in a little bit more on how we can do it without overly thinking too much. So what you find is, if you stand up super tall, okay, then it means my feet will be underneath me, okay? If I do this quite explosively, it will mean my skis will go flat to the snow. So if I'm standing here now and I stand up really tall, woo, okay, you can see that even if I'm trying to hold on, okay, if I stand up really tall and really straight, it will make my skis go flat to the snow, so I will slide down the hill. Okay, this is good because it gets us used to that sensation of the skis flat on the snow and sliding. That's what we've got to become comfortable with, so then it makes it easier to enter the new turn. Okay, to tune this drill up a little bit, what I want you to do is, so that we don't have to always shoot our bum and our shoulders up into the air and our head up to make us flatten our skis, you can tune into that sensation by seeing if you can move your knees from the one side of the skis to the other side of the skis, okay? As you do this, what you'll notice is once I use my knees from this side to the other side, okay, that will help to flatten off the skis. So do those two ways of doing it. Firstly, stand up really tall, keep your feet underneath you, woo, and you'll see that the skis will want to flatten. Second way, practice with your knees, have a little bit of bend in the knees and roll the knees to the other side of the skis, okay? And then you'll start to feel your skis flatten and you can drift down the slope. This is good because, again, it will get you used to the sensation of the skis gliding, and then it will be much easier then to guide them around the corner using some twisting and some tipping. Okay, try these out next time you're on the hill. Let me know how it goes, and I'll catch you in the next one.